Hey guys, Dylan here. I would like to say that I'm an average teenager. I've lived a mostly middle-class life, focusing on school, and when I wasn't focusing on school, playing video games, until recently. I worked 10 to 20 hours a week as a Starbucks barista, and before that, 10 to 20 hours a week as a Taco Bell service member. So what does an average teenager have invested at 16? How much do I have saved? And what dumb moves did I make, and what good moves did I make along the way? Well, let's find out so you can compare yourself to me. Or figure out what you should do better than, by my age. But I'm kind of recording with my phone right now, so if you don't mind just... that's better.
Okay, hair's looking a little poofy. Probably not best for my health, but hey, you know what, gets me in a good mood, you know? Alright, so let's start off with my best account by far. And it's not a great way to start when it says on your account that one of your stocks went down 10%. But anyways, when I was looking at it earlier, it seems like the account's doing pretty good. So, today I'm down around $46, which is annoying because I was over $4,000 at one point. I'm up only $350 all time, even though I've invested since November 12th of 2018. By this point, I should be up closer to like 40%. But I'm going to show you exactly why my gains have not been what they should have been. So first, we got cryptocurrency. So this is actually what's saving my account. For some reason, I bought it a while ago, and it just so happens that Bitcoin's been popping off. So I've made almost $200 off my Bitcoin investment, and I haven't sold because I don't know. I remember a while ago seeing something about how Bitcoin always skyrockets every once in a while. Like every X amount of years, it does way better than it did before. So I mean, I'm expecting at some point to get another one of these like 50, 60,000 pumps. And once I hit 60,000, I'll probably sell for my wins. And then we got Ethereum as well, which hasn't been as good to me. I'm only up 5%. But, I mean, I'm also expecting another one of those things to happen. Basically, just got about $1,000 in cryptocurrency. Not amazing, but not terrible. Now, this is where it gets bad. So, I was a big investor in Tesla, which we'll get to later. But, I thought, man, Tesla's not doing so hot. Let's see how I can get the most growth out of this. So, I looked and watched a YouTube video about up-and-coming companies, and the number one company that kept coming up in these videos was NIO, which is basically the Chinese version of Tesla. Unfortunately for me, I bought it pretty while back, around like 2 years ago or something. And as you can see, down 80%. Bought the stock when it was $41, which was literally, I'm pretty sure I could have not picked like a worse time to invest. Oh no, I could have picked a worse time, but still not a great time to invest. And I could have cashed out on the June pump, but I just didn't see anything about it because I probably just wasn't looking at my stocks. And so I ended up just not gaining anything from it. So there's my first big loss, where it's not really showing here, but I probably have lost $100 on this stock. Tesla. Up 7%, but boy, did I used to be up a lot more. So we go to the 5-year graph. I've had this boy since like 2020. And when it got up to like November 2021, that's when my account was at the all-time high. I was up like almost 100% in Tesla. I was up like $400, $500. It was great. And then I didn't sell anything because I was a stupid kid. Stupid kid. Just like everything in this video, made a lot of stupid mistakes. But I sold a lot of my Tesla stock for a loss. But I would say that on average, I probably sold for a little up. Tesla, basically I got up a whole bunch, totally collapsed. You're gonna see that a lot. Now, my absolute baby that I'm in love with now is the Vanguard S&P 500. Now this baby, I'm up 11%. I haven't checked this in a while. That's actually huge. And I really only started investing in this like a year ago. And man, I'm telling you right now, if you want to take one thing away from this video, you're not that guy. You are not that guy. I thought I was that guy that was going to be able to pick the right individual stocks to make me a millionaire. No. After all this time, like over half of my picks have been bad, and one of my best stocks is literally an ETF. So, I mean, let the professionals take care of it because I'm up $100 on this baby, and that's really nice to see. Disney. So, I'm not exactly sure why it fell. It could be something to do with, like, the wokeness, but I'd be pretty surprised. But for some reason, it's down like 15%. But I'm still holding out hope because it's a huge company, and I feel like it's a little too big to fail. Alright, and here's where we get into the really bad stuff. So I'm going to show you this here. This is Matterport, which is during my like VR, virtual reality type investing stint. So that was a mistake. Uni was another one that's down 70%. So I really just want to praise over those because I lost like almost $200 from that. But probably my best position on my whole account is Amazon, which I'm up 35% on because this company just doesn't know how to stop growing. So honestly, I should probably buy more of that stock. This right here, just like a real estate company. It says I've lost $11, but with the amount of dividends I've gotten back, I've probably just broke even on it because just a little thing I'll show you real quick. It's got one of the highest dividend yields I've ever seen, like 14%. So, little story about this one. One of my friends was getting into day trading and whatnot, and he was like, Dylan, you gotta buy First Republic Bank. This is one a while back where like all the digital banks were like collapsing or something. I don't remember exactly why, but he was like, this bank is gonna come back up. So I was like, okay, I trust you. I put $100 in the stock, and now I got 9 cents. Little did I know that this company was not gonna come back. Instead, it was gonna get bought out by JP Morgan and then become worthless. So now I'm down 99.9% on the stock, and it's probably my worst position that I've ever had. Berkshire, pretty similar to the S&P 500. Target, I bought this after the Tux scandal that they had. Seems to be doing all right. Swatch Group is just because I saw a lot of it on TikTok, and that's always like a decent strategy, but it's not doing so hot. And Walmart, like I said, I think it's going to help in case we have a recession. And right here, you can just see I have monthly buy-in here. And this is basically my account that I just use for everything because even though Robinhood's not the best app, it's just so easy to use. If I wanted to maybe maximize my money, I'd probably just use, Webull. But Robinhood's just so nice and easy to use. If you want to see some more stats, got 3 invites. Hopefully we can make that a little more, if you know what I mean. But other than that, it's pretty good. $4,000, that's probably more than what most teams have. All right, next is probably the better of the two investing apps, and this is Webull. And Webull has a couple interesting stories. First, I invited one of my friends and literally got like $100 worth of Apple for free. So that was pretty cool. So that's why I have $135 worth of Apple, because the Webull thing, instead of just hitting for $10, it actually hit for $100. It's awesome. And you can really see how much I don't touch this account, because all of these investments I made back in like 2020, because it was like COVID and whatnot, and you can see I definitely made some mistakes. Like JetBlue is really collapsed. Neo again, really not doing so hot. Carnival is really coming back though, which is really nice to see because they weren't doing very good for a long time. Norwegian Cruise Line, same thing. Basically, the only thing keeping my account alive is Apple, but even that can't really offset all the losses, like Tattooed Chef, which again from financial education. But if I go to my P&L, I think I can show you something pretty cool, which is that one of my best investments I ever made was a weed company where I was actually up $250,000, $250 on the company. And I sold off when it was around $90. But like this happened around the same time that like there was I don't know, this happened right before weed became legal in my state of New York. And honestly, I have no idea why it grew. Every other weed company was like collapsing, but for some reason this one was doing well. So I thought that was really interesting. Other than that, I just got a whole bunch of losses. Everything that I've closed out on, I've got $120 in of success. And if I sold right now, I'd probably about break even on the accounts. Which I mean is fine. I basically just use this for the invites because the invites give a lot more through this app. And then I always sell off my stuff and then bring it back to Robinhood. And for some reason I have $150 on this account. I'm probably just going to move this over to my bank account. But about that, I am a perfect Gen Z kid and I use Step as my debit and bank account. And that's for a pretty simple reason. Basically, I'm really interested in finance and I know how much a credit score can impact your way to get loans. And there's some stat which I'll put on the screen here, which is about like how X% of millionaires make their millions through real estate. And so I thought if I could get like even a 750 credit score by the time I'm like 18, it's gonna put me years ahead of my competition. But yeah, my paycheck just rolled in, so I got $180 in there. And here I've got around $1,000 sitting in here. And it's good because since I hooked up my direct deposit to this app, and because I direct deposit $500 or more a month, I get 5% back on all my savings per year. And I also get 1% cash back on all purchases I made. Now, for some reason, I don't really think it's working for me, and honestly, I really don't care. I don't spend that much money. But I've definitely spent money before, like you can see here on my activity. Like I've spent money, and for some reason, like on this Temu purchase, I should have gotten like 33 cents back or something like that, but it's just not happening. Basically, I just use this app to, like I said, get ahead of my credit health. Next, we got my actual bank account, which I think is going to be pretty sad. I'm sure this is going to become more useful, perhaps when I get more money, because it seems like the more money you have, the more useful like these big bank brokers are. Guess while I'm at it, I'll also show you my payroll app and show you all of that stuff. So I work as a Starbucks barista, and so you're gonna see my income can ebb and flow quite a bit from time to time. So I think like 2 weeks ago is how the payment system is done. 2 weeks ago, I worked for 9 3/4 of an hour, which I find interesting. But as you can see here, I get tips. And $10 is one of the lowest tips I think I've ever seen on my account. Just really annoying. I also don't get paid under the table, so I still gotta pay mostly Social Security tax on that. For some reason, Social Security is just literally eating all my money. Please, some like candidate, please say you're gonna get rid of Social Security. I love that. I mean, you can see some days like, where is the one I'm thinking of? This one I made $47 in tips. But I mean, that's like $22, $23 an hour, which is kind of crazy. I think I average out to like 20, maybe $19.50 an hour between all my days. Pretty good. When I mean, I used to make $15.50 an hour. I mean, I know some states in the U.S. like a minimum wage and like teenagers as an extension make like $7.25 an hour. Oh, catch that red hand right there. Holy crap. Yeah, maybe one day I'll speak about the disease I got. Now I'm thinking about it, I got no idea why I'm doing this to myself. But with all that, what are my investing goals for the future? I mean, basically, I'm thinking that I might want to invest a little less because I've been listening to some of the more smart people than myself, and they're talking about how you should invest in yourself. So maybe perhaps I'm actually going to try to buy an online course, spend $300, just see how that's going to be. Use it as like a learning experience. Maybe not even for the information itself, but like how it works, study how I could use that. Because, I mean, if you think about $300, yeah, that's really important for a lot of people. But for my situation, I'm totally able to spend that much money. I like to say by the time I'm 18, I'd like to start making like, it might sound a little crazy, but I'd like to make $10K a month from YouTube. That'd be really nice. Because if I start making $10K a month, I won't have to worry about college, which is something that I'm really not interested in. And maybe you're the same. I mean, I've made a couple of videos about it, shown here about how I don't really like college. And so I've try to figure out ways to maximize my business in school. And, comment below. Tell me what your thoughts are on it. I'll be interested if you're pro-college. Tell me that I should go to college. Tell me if I should not go to college. Be interesting. Well, I hope you found the video useful or relatable or at least entertaining in any way. Make sure to subscribe, as I'm a small channel and I can take all the help I can get. And don't forget to put in the work, put in the hour, and think better. Now I'll catch you over in my video about how to make a business in high school.